Hi guys, my name is Maya Villanueva and today I'm going to be walking through how to complete the FAFSA and basically what it is. So what is FAFSA exactly and why is it so important? So it is a form completed by current and future college students to determine their eligibility for student financial aid. And what information do I need to complete the FAFSA? You're gonna need you and your parents' social security numbers, your parents' 2019 tax returns and W-2s, 2019 untaxed income, checking and saving account balances, investment records, student and parent FSA IDs, email addresses for student and parent. So who do I even report on the FAFSA? You could put married parents that are living together, biological parents living together, and if your parents are divorced or separated, you want to put the parent that the student has lived with the most over the past 12 months, or the parent who has provided more than 50% of the student's support. You can also include a step parent if they are a part of the student's household and adoptive parents. You should not include foster parents, legal guardians, or anyone else the student is living with, such as an uncle or an older sibling. So the first thing you want to do is create your FSA ID. You want to create an FSA ID for the student applying for aid and the parent providing information on the FAFSA. You can create one at fsaid.ed.gov. And you want to do this before you create the FAFSA. And down here, you can see all the information that it's going to ask you in order to create the FSA ID. And the reason you want to create the FSA ID before you complete the FAFSA is because in order to complete the FAFSA, it's going to ask for you to create an FSA ID. You cannot log into FAFSA, as you can see here, without having a FSA ID. Next, you want to access the FAFSA. So FAFSA opens October 1st, so it's open right now, and you want to fill it out as soon as possible because FAFSA works on a first come, first served basis. So basically, it's better to file earlier for FAFSA because you'll get a better chance of getting more financial aid. And if you wait, then there'll be less money available, so your financial aid may be more loans and less grants. And if you don't know the difference between loans and grants, grants is basically free money that they're going to give you that you don't need to pay back at all. Loans is money that they're going to let you borrow, but you are going to have to eventually pay back. And you can access the FAFSA at studentaid.gov. And when you click on the website, this is basically how it's going to look like. And you want to go to here, new to the FAFSA process, and press start here. So what's going to happen next? It's going to ask you to log in with your FSA ID. You can log in with either the student or the parents. I logged in with mine, the students. Then a disclaimer is going to pop up and you're going to select accept. Then you're going to pick your application year for which you're completing the FAFSA. Then it's going to ask you to create a key, which is basically a little code so that way nobody else doesn't try to complete your form. And then you actually begin it. And on the side here are going to be the different categories and basically just all the steps that you have to go through to complete it. It's going to ask for your demographics, school selection, dependency status, your parents' demographics, and financial information. So one of the most important sections is the student selection, is the school selection. And the reason it's so important is because whichever colleges and schools you list on the FAFSA is whichever colleges are going to receive your information. You could list up to 10 colleges and you could edit it. You could delete, you could add colleges. Even after you've completed it, you could still go back and edit it in case you change your mind. Oh, you know what? I actually don't want to go to this college. I want to go to this one. So you could delete it and then add the new one. So after you complete your FAFSA, what happens? So the information will be shared with PHEAA and all the college choices that you made on the school selection. In a few days, an email will be sent regarding the process of their FAFSA, whether it got approved, processed, whatever. And students should monitor the email account provided on the FAFSA and respond to requests from Federal Student Aid, PHEAA, and the colleges. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about how your financial need is calculated. So when you complete the FAFSA, there is going to be a number, and that number is your expected family contribution. And you're probably thinking, what is EFC? So EFC is a number derived from a federal formula, which you can see down here. And what is EFC exactly? So it's supposed to be the amount a family can be expected to pay toward college expenses each year. But in reality, it's not like the amount you have to pay, you know? Not like rarely, like it's rarely the amount that a family actually pays. It's just like a number that's like calculated, that's like expected to, but nobody like really does. And the way this is calculated is cost of attendance minus estimated family contribution, and that equals your financial aid. So basically, you'd want a lower EFC because then you get more financial aid, you know? And when you're like looking through these offers that they're gonna offer you and like comparing different grants and loans and scholarships, these are just like some questions you wanna keep in mind, such as how much of the financial aid is free, will awards increase as tuition increases, are there any conditions on the free money, a GPA requirement, will loans be needed, which awards are based on need and which are based on merit, and will awards change from year to year? So that's basically it. I hope that this helped you. If you have any questions, you could email me at mayavillanueva1@gmail.com, or you could DM me on Instagram. Thanks, guys. Bye.